width as match pairing. Okay, so here it is showing match pair. So if I convert it to wrap content, then there is a chance to get it, but still yeah, I think we can see, because this one we mentioned wrap content. Is it coming? No. Yeah. So we are not able to see, because here we mentioned the parent layout is horizontal. Okay, even though if we are changing these buttons, I'm not able to see because it is completely occupied to the screen. Okay, let me convert to this linear layout. Okay, yeah, this one I need to change actually. So instead of match pairing, I'll make it wrap content. Okay, now I'm able to see, because we are giving wrap content. Now you can see two layouts. So now I want to bring it down. The buttons I want to bring it down. So how I can do? So I need to change the parent layout. I mean, the parent layout is orientation I need to specify. Okay. So how I can mention the orientation? Orientation is vertical. Now you'll be able to see 1 under 1 we are getting. Okay. So now I want to make it, this one is full screen. I mean, width is match parent. How I can do? The parent layout of this text views, I need to make it match parent. And these buttons I want to bring it side by side now. So how I can do? So the whatever layout I are using, so that orientation I need to change it to horizontal. So this way we can change the orientations and we can design the screen. Okay. So this layout I don't want to give much margin. So let me remove this margin. Okay. So only for this edit text, and this one is fine. So I need to change to second layout, right? This one. This is my first layout, and I'm going to second layout. So this is my second layout, and I don't want to give the margin, so I'm removing the margin. Okay, only I want to give the margin to the buttons. Margin in all the directions. I'll give 5 dp only. Okay. And similarly, I want to give the margin to. So I have given only first button margin. So now you can see when I'm zooming, so you'll be able to see the difference. The first button is starting here, and the second button is starting here, and side also you can see some space we are getting the margin. Okay, and for the first button I'm not getting any space. You can see some extra line we are getting now. So the button is starting from here. Okay, so the second button starting with the parent layout, that is linear layout. Okay, so same way if you want to change, you can give the margin to the second button. You can add the margin. So now you can see both the buttons are in the sync. Now you can see the difference. Okay, so how we can do the intents, and I'll show you this. And yes, the buttons are done, and I need to make it buttons. It's action. I need to take these buttons two text views, the IDs and all we didn't change, so that is fine. You can take that values. So instead of calling, so we don't need to set this on click listener to this button, sorry, text views, and I need to create the buttons. Is it the same intent activity? Okay, sorry. So I need to work on the intent activity. Okay, so intent activity, activity intent. So from main activity I'm doing, right? Yes, yeah, correct. So I'm doing in the main activity. So in this activity, I have created the buttons. Yes, so this one only. Okay, so now I need to go to main activity. Button. Button 1. Button 2. Okay. Button 1 and button 2 done. So I need to find view by ID. Okay. So first to find view by ID. So I need to change the IDs button. So what is the button IDs? Keeping activity intent and working here, right? Yes. The button 1. This is button and button 2. So let me put it button 1 and button 2. So two buttons. So main activity, I need to specify button 1, button 2. So I have created two buttons and I have assigned the values. Okay. Button 1 and 2. So I need to set the unclick listener to button 1. So I don't want to click set the unclick listener, right? So I'm changing to button 1. And what it should happen when I'm clicking the button 1. So I need to write it here. And similarly, write for the button 2. Okay. So both the buttons, when I'm clicking, something should perform. Okay. So mainly I'm explaining for this one is for the intent, right? So intent equals to new intent, and I need to pass the activity. So main activity dot this, and second activity, that is intent activity dot class. This is the standard format. Need to follow then intent. So start activity intent. So this way we can call the intent. Similarly, I want to create one more activity. When I'm clicking first button, it should redirect to the one activity, and when I'm clicking second button, it should redirect to some other activity. Okay. So let me create one more activity. Activity, and I want to create details navigation, so bottom navigation activity. So I'll create simple bottom navigation activity. Navigation activity, navigation activity. Okay. So we can create intents. Sorry. Okay. Intent, and like intent 1. So I don't want to create the same name. So even though if it is in different method, we will try to use the different names. Okay. So 21 equals to new intent, and need to pass the main activity this. Okay, comma. And what is my second activity? I mean, other activity I want to redirect, so that I need to pass. That is navigation activity, right? Navigation dot class. Then I need to pass the excuse me. Colon start activity. Right. Okay, one. Okay, so here you can see. So this way you can redirect. I mean, so you can give the path to your application. So if you want to create first one, so if you want to go to the activity called intent activity, so you need to use this first button and intent. And when you are clicking second button, we are redirecting to navigation activity. Okay, so let me execute. And we'll see. Okay, so the two text boxes we have, and when I'm clicking first button, is going to alert dialog activity, and I want to go back. When I'm clicking button, so the second button, it is going to navigation. I mean home navigation. Navigation activity. Okay, you can see this is navigation activity. So here again, if you want to create one more, go back to previous screen. So you can write the code, and we can also use the navigation directions also. Okay, so if you put this back button, so when you click the back button icon, no, so you can say that finish. Okay, so finish activity. So then the previous, it will go to the previous activity. So this will get closed. Okay, otherwise, so if you want to give the button to click back, you can do that. You can mention that back button. Okay, so this way we can do the intent redirection. Okay, so already I explained this navigations already, and with the get and put methods. So how we are doing this getter and setters, and how we can pass the data also. Okay, so any doubts in this intents? How we can redirect and how we can pass this activity? So the whatever activity we are passing now, the first one is the current activity. Okay, so please just keep in mind. So the current activity name we need to mention that this. Okay, then the second one, whatever we are giving the class name, so that is the second activity where which we are going to redirect. Fine, this one is clear. Okay, next we are going to discuss about the services. Okay, so services is the one of the most used, I mean, so most important concept. Okay, so maximum things. So when I'm talking about the intents, no, so that all are important concepts. Services, activities, broadcast receivers, everything. Okay, services is the uh, one of the Android component. Okay, so mainly we are using for the long running operations. Okay, and this one, no, so there is no user interaction with the services. Okay, so services we have mainly two types. One is started and one is bounded services. Okay. So how to create the services and how to register the services, we can see in the code. So services is in place. So running behind the system. Okay. So there is no user interface for the services. Okay. Service Android provides the API services which can be performed never ending and long running tasks. Okay. So mainly the services we are using to perform the never ending processes are long running tasks. Okay. And in the background, not in the foreground. So if you are running the services in the foreground, so your app will get hang. Okay. So you'll get the notification, and so it will rotate, keep on rotates the I mean the progress bar, something like progress bar and we can use to show when we are doing the services. Okay. So mainly we are executing the services. I mean the services will run in a background, not in the foreground. Okay. So if you are trying to run the services in foreground, so your app will get hang. Okay. So service never affect the user experience. Okay. So here you can see for services, because it will never uh, affects the user experience because the services is running in background. Okay. So that's what I said. If it is running in the foreground, so your user experience will get disturbed. Okay. So mainly, so as I'm saying that services will run in background, so it will never disturb the user experience. Okay. And services runs even applications are destroyed or stopped. Okay. Once services is started, okay, even if you close the application, okay, so even if you close the application or if you close the activity, but this will never get stopped until the service whatever we assigned, no, so the task will get complete. Until getting complete, it will never get stopped. Okay. And services are used to perform requires, sorry, long running operations. Yeah, as I said, so mainly we are running the services for the long running operations. This is all fine. The termination services due to the resource constraint. Yeah, so mainly when services will get closed, no. So mainly when we don't have the service resources, so when we don't have the resource to perform the operations, that time only the services get stopped. Okay, and then again, if once the resource is free, it will get started. Okay, so services has two different methods. One is started service and one is bounded service. Okay, what is started and what is bounded, let's see in the example. So we have activity life cycle. Do you remember the activity life cycle? What are the methods we have in activity life cycle? So this one, so why I'm asking, no, service life cycle and activity life cycle. So few methods are common. So what are the methods we have in activity life cycle? So if you didn't remember all the methods, also fine. So I want to know at least a few methods, 4 to 5. So what are the activity life cycle methods? What are the methods we have? So on pause, on resume, on restart. Okay. Anybody else? Yeah, on create, on start, on resume. Okay, and destroy and unpause. Okay, fine. Yeah, good. So similarly, you can see what are the methods we have for the life cycle. I mean, service life cycle. So some methods are common. So here you can see on create we have, on create we have, on start we have, and on destroy we have. Okay. So these three methods are common when we are comparing to activity lifecycle. Okay, so here we have the service is started by start service. Okay, so here you can see unbounded services and bounded services. Okay, so for unbounded services, service is start by the start service method. When we are calling this start service method, no, so then it will get called start, and then you'll go to on create method on start, and service is running, then the service is stopped by clicking callback. I mean by calling this on callback method. So I sorry, there is no callback methods. Okay, then it will get end on destroy, and service is shut down. So unbounded services, we don't have callback methods. Okay, and when we are calling when we are talking about the bounded services, we have the callback methods. Okay, service is started by the bind services. So this one is start service and this one is bind service. As I said, we have two methods, two service methods. One is started and bounded. Okay, so start service, the start service method will get called when we are calling the start service method, and when we are talking about the bounded services, we need to call this bound service. Okay, the starting two methods, one is common, other one is different. So the on create is common in both the services, and the second one in the on service method we have on start, and bounded service we have on bind. Okay, so client interacts with the services. Okay, so the clients will get interact with the services. Okay, and then it will call the rebind, unbind, and then it will call the rebind. So then we have the undestroy. So anyway, so I'll show you these examples also. Don't worry, it will be a bit confusing task. I mean confusing concept. Okay, service life cycle. So life cycle is called sequence. So whatever methods we have, that will be in the sequencing order. We have bounded services, and unbounded and bounded services. Bounded services will start by calling the start service method. Okay, so for bounded service, we need to call the it will get start only when we are calling the start service method. Okay, bounded services are called by calling bind services, this method. Okay, so both are two different methods. Okay, then service life cycle, we have different methods on start command and on bind. So on unbind, on rebind, on create, and on destroy. These are the different methods. So I'm not going to discuss in depth because this is a bit confusing topic. So service example. So this example is explain how to start the activity. Okay, fine. So create an Android project. So here we have the step-by-step process. Okay, so we need to create the Android Studio, and then we need to create the application. So with the name service app. So shall we follow the steps? Okay, simple way. Even you can try at home. So I'll share this PPT. I'll upload the PPTs again. Okay, so have you checked? So I uploaded all the PPTs so far what we discussed. I think yesterday's one I need to upload. So rest all I have uploaded in the Google Classroom. Okay, so if you want, you can download it and you can practice. Okay, so I need to create the simple activity. I'm going with this empty activity only for the time being. So I need to give this name as whatever they are saying. So I need to give the service app. Okay, so same thing I will follow so that I won't get any errors, because even if we got the errors, no, again I need to spend some time on that to resolve the errors. Okay, service app loading. What else we have? So right click on the project and add the new class name is called my service. Once we create the service activity, service application, so you need to create the class file, simple Java file. So that is with the name of my service. Okay, let me create the my service file. Okay, so service is created. I'm creating new class. We can get this file. Images and copy. So file. Start. So restart class. Okay, simple class I have created. And build the code in the below. Okay. Yeah. So here we have the code, that is my service code. Let me copy and paste it here. File is showing read only. Okay. So add this Java file. So this is Kafka, so that's not allowing me to. Okay. New. This simple file. Mention Java. So what is the name we are giving? My service, right? Okay. Let me go to Java. Okay. So my service Java. Now I need to copy the code. Copy and paste it. Then so step 2. So name Android manifest like. Okay. So as I said, when we are when I'm explaining this manifest file, so I said whatever services, whatever permissions we are going to use, no, so everything we need to mention in the manifest file. Okay. So here we are dealing with the services, so I need to register in the manifest file. Okay, so that's what they're saying here. Okay, let me open the manifest file. And adding service here. Okay. Yeah, so it is asking me some other manifest permissions below. Okay, so that is fine. Just I need to paste this. Then what else they're saying? So in step 3, in XML, I need to add some code. Activity main XML. Okay, so this is the activity main XML only. So let me add the code. Activity XML. Let me replace the enter code. Okay, and what else we have? Okay, and then so I'm done with this XML part, and I need to add this code. So everything we have mentioned step by step, so you can try at home. Okay, so that is easy. You can try. Okay, anyway, so let me continue the other stuff. XML part is done, so I'm getting some error because of this. Yeah, path. So both the files path is different, so that's why I'm getting this error. Okay, context. Let me. Okay. Let's choose. So XML part is done, and let me add the other code. So here I have main activity. Let me copy this main activity code also. Main activity, yes, here I have. I'm already completely fine. And let me add the other stuff. So let me add this other code also. Identify methods and toast message. Okay. So this toast message is related thing. Can't resolve the method. Make text. Okay. Toast message is giving some problem. Anyway, fine. So let me add this other toast. Instead of this, I can give this other toast messages. Actually, no. So for different versions, they will change this. So this code is bit older, so that's why we are getting some errors here. Okay. So let me put this post message next. Okay. So instead of activity, so let's make something else. And started service. Just I need to put this started service text. Okay. Okay. Fine. Service stopped. This closed. So I need to keep it here. Okay. So my service dot class. Okay. So this one is showing some resolve methods. Let me show it my service. The same name, right? Service class. Some problem. So how my service class implemented? Where is my Java class? My service dot Java. Okay. So this one, right? Then service class. Okay. I think I need to import. Yeah. That. So this is in my service class. Where is the package? Example. Now the problem is it. So good. Activity. This one is showing some problem. Service class. Here it is showing can't find symbol. We are using my service only, but still it is showing some problem. Let me refresh this. Project. Okay. Services. So that is in service package. Maybe that is the main activity. So both files got created, so that's why it is showing problem. Which file I'm going to go? Okay, got it. Okay. Actually, no. So the one more file got created, so that's why we're getting problem. Okay. So let me delete this. But we don't need anything from this. And then I'm getting errors. Let me comment it for now. So that don't got any problem. Okay. Now the main activity are compact activity file. This one is fine. Still I'm getting some problem. Where it is opening. Okay, fine. This one is opening and closing. Everything is fine. And what is that error? Duplicate class one. Okay. Anyway, so duplicate class it's saying. Okay. Okay. Fine. So now we are good to go with this and my service class. Main activity we have other activities showing. Service class where it got created. My service got created. This is something went wrong. Actually, no. So when I'm creating this my service file, it's went somewhere. I don't know. There's a problem. So just now I created one more class for my service, and I need to add this code. Okay, there is my activity in my service app. My service, where is my service class? So this one a bit tricky task. So that's why we are facing some problem in activity. And there is a service class. Main activity. Okay, fine. Activity. Yeah, my service. There's my service. Extend services. Okay. Let me paste this code. Okay. I need to extend this classes. I will need to import the services. Okay. Now service methods got clear. That problem got clear, and my service is still showing exception. Okay, my service is here. I'm facing some problem with the services. Now, both the services. So I don't know. So I'm facing some problem with this class creation. Even though if I created the class, I'm getting some errors. Okay, maybe because of these packages and all. Service app, okay, fine. I think we will be able to see. Okay, refactor. Main activity. Okay, main activity file. Main activity. I'm able to see the service app. Yes. This main activity. The current one is main activity, and this one is to be my service. Anyway, so we have some problem with this code. Okay, so I'll update you. So I'll explain you this service class tomorrow again. Okay, so I'll resolve this problem and I'll update you. So and even I'll try to explain this where I'm getting this problem. Okay, fine. So for any other doubts, guys. So the service part I'll explain you tomorrow. Okay. So if you guys have any doubts, please ask me. If you don't have any other doubts, I'll close the session and I'll explain you. I will meet at the same time tomorrow, 4:30. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir, for the session today. Thank you, everyone, for joining as well. If you guys have any doubts, you can put up in the chat box. If you don't, then you're free to leave. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. So tomorrow I'll clear all your doubts related to the service again. I'll explain you the service part. Okay. Okay, guys. Thank you.